Pretty much, because someone's plot required the use of him.
So, in other words, it's the end of...
It was a real dick move to... Because the author just left her hanging. But basically, what happened was we had Red Light, and they killed Red Light, and then they brought Red Light back to kill him. I know they've brought him back.
In other words, it was the end of time?
Now, see, why you got to make this reference around me? David, why you got to make this reference?
I can't help it.
I hate you. You're tearing me apart.
Go on.
Basically, he's back now. This other character has become Red Light or something. I'm really not sure what all of it is.
So is Red Light a Venom symbiote at this point?
I don't know.
He's been through enough hosts.
I don't know what's going on with it. Apparently, it is to help sort of kickstart the blogosphere. Another thing that's happened is Morningstar, another well-known proxy, sort of famous for his cartoon villainy. He died. There was a second Morningstar, only that was someone completely different who was just given the title. Only now the first Morningstar is back, or rather his memories are back inside of someone else. And it's really I don't even know what's going on with that.
Danny.
John, what?
What's a proxy?
Proxy? Okay. Proxy?
I know what I'm picky and I know what a freaking proxy is.
It's different. But then, I don't know. Basically, there's been a lot of people being brought back. It's really comic booky sort of stuff.
DC Universe?
I like it or whatnot. Yeah.
Green Lantern busts in, kicks Slendy's ass. Game over.
Wait, when people are getting brought back to life, is this Blackest Day or Brightest Night revivals?
No, they've gone God tiered.
I'm sorry, Andy. We keep ranking your segment with our references, and I apologize for that.
Yes, we do.
It's such good opportunities.
Let's see here. Basically, another prominent blogger, Elaine, has died. The character, not the blogger.
Mm-hmm.
And another big thing. This is sort of self-plugging, but my own blog has.
One.
Yeah. Don't Shoot the Messenger has hit its endgame arc. One of the characters, arguably the character that this is about, has gone insane, completely regressed.
So that was
a
sequel to Hamlet, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Shakespeare commissioned me to write the sequel to Hamlet in the form of a blog about the Slender Man.
Of course. Don't you know anything about science?
Why are you plagiarizing?
You plagiarized first.
I would make a good old JK reference, but I don't think it's appropriate.
Okay.
So yeah, that's big thing that's been going on. But now I guess is the point where I plug a few blogs that have popped up recently and are
worth taking a look at.
Let's see here. Let me try to find them. One is. I'm gonna have to go through my list to find the names of them.
You have a list?
And he
I'm
checks it twice.
Intrigued.
Who's not your nice? Yeah.
They were both plugged on Unfiction, so I'll just go there. One of them is called Open Arms and Closed Eyes. It had kind of a bad start. It started off with just absolutely terrible pacing, nothing nothing particularly interesting. But from there, it's sort of improved. It's sort of picked up now. I don't have huge hopes for it, but it could, at least be a decent, and it's something that stands alone, so it's not like you have to read a lot to get into it, like, the majority of the verse, the blog sphere. And the other one is, let me see if I can find the thread.
Clickety clackety clickety clackety. Death Man dying.
To my eldest son. That's what the blog's called. To my eldest son, it sort of does things a bit differently, in an interesting way. It does a lot of it does do a lot of pretentious House of Leaves coloring of words and whatnot.
House of Leaves.
Yes, I'm aware that I hate House of Leaves, but it's
Yes, for those of you who don't know, I hate House of Leaves with a passion. Continue.
And nothing happens in the entire book.
Continue, Andy. Keep going.
By the author before. His first blog was pretty good with a few hiccups. His second blog, I wasn't as much of a fan of. Blog here, this one seems to be doing well so far. It's been it's an interesting take on some things. It makes a lot of really small references that fans of the mythos in general would catch. A lot of in-jokes that don't intrude on the story. And the story itself is pretty interesting in how it presents things. So, To My Eldest Son is the blog that I'd really recommend. Explicitly. So, the URL would be just tomyeldestson.blogspot.com. So, yeah, that's what's been happening in the blogosphere.
Is it a sphere?
There's blogs in it.
I don't know.
It's a crystal ball with a bunch of,
It's
It's
yarn.
more like it be kind of like a big web.
Yeah.
Like an interconnecting web of stuff.
It's like one of those crocheted
An
doilies.
interweb.
Like one of those crocheted doilies my grandma makes.
It's one of those crochet doilies I make. I mean, nothing. What?
I wish I made doilies. That'd be so cool.
I don't know. Some of this stuff Andy has been talking about here, about like things changing in mythos in general, it's changed quite a bit since the last time I've been looking at it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The last time I was like seriously like reading stuff in the blogosphere, the big deal was The Cure. Anybody else remember The Cure?
Oh,
what?
No.
I like their music,
No.
but
Yeah, I was gonna say. You got really good music.
Here, that was stupid. No offense, it was stupid.
Yeah, I just remember it was something that was around.
But that was a stupid idea. It really took off. But really, I guess the big thing that's been happening in the verse lately, the blogs, is there's been this shift. People have started to get bored of writing runners, characters who
And now everybody's
are
writing
being
fighters.
stopped by the Slender Man, and like fighters would be people who are trying to combat him. Same thing. People are getting bored of writing the good guys. Basically, they write their first blog. It features a protagonist, a good guy, and then they're like, well, I'm done with that. I want to write a second blog, but they want to write proxies, characters working for the Slender Man.
I don't like that term.
I don't see it. What?
It's a term in the Slenderverse. You're gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, it's the term that people use. It's shorthand.
I like the term Observe and Terminate uses. I like it a lot better. Indoctrinated?
What was indoctrinated?
Yeah, I like, actually, indoctrinated sounds a lot cooler, but it never really took off.
Actually,
It's
question,
just more
where did the term
That was
proxy
also
even
like
come
one of the
from?
first fighter blogs too, wasn't it?
Well,
I actually do not know
Yeah.
where the term
Did
proxy
Did the term
actually
proxy
originated.
come from
Yeah.
unfiction? It must have come from unfiction.
I do not know where the
comes up with all the
original...
terrible stuff.
I don't know where the term proxy originally originated. All I know is that
Originated.
the idea of a proxy was Marble Hornets fan theory before Everyman Hybrid even started, before anything else started.
Yeah.
This was pretty early.
This was
Basically, from my understanding, looking back, it was like, several days after Entry 17, after the Maskey incident for the first time, was when people came up with the idea of, people brainwashed to work for him.
Yeah, basically people working as proxy to Slenderman, like in Slenderman's proxy, so hence the term of a proxy was born.
But,
and everybody just assumed that was what was going on, and we're right, and then Marble Hornets went on it.
Nope.
Maybe we're
Nope.
not.
Nope.
And so now we've based this entire huge aspect on the mythos
And it's far
of
from
something that wasn't even there in the
Marvel
first.
Hornets really isn't connected to the larger mythos at all.
No, they
Marble
flared
Hornets,
themselves out
they've-
canon.
Yeah, they have stated pretty much that they want to keep themselves distant from the Slenderverse at large. They want their own thing, their own Slenderman, apart from everybody else.
Right.
And while I can
Probably why
agree with that,
That's probably why they've termed him the operator as well.
Yeah.
not only that,
the
but
reason
it's-
why.
no, but my point is that it's actually ironic in the fact that they're the ones who basically kicked off a major part of the mythos, and yet they want almost next to nothing to do with it. That, to me, is the biggest chunk of irony I've ever seen. Yeah.
It's kind of ironic.
I don't know. The biggest chunk of irony I've ever seen was that lady making meth in the Walmart. Go on.
Wait. Where did you see this, and where can I get some?
Bad doctor.
No, Doc. No.
You don't want to become a plague
You have
doctor.
one in your basement, remember? In my
Oh yeah, I do have a meth lab in the basement. In my basement. What am I kidding? And Popo is never going down there again. But why not? You know what happened last time.
Okay.
Plug. Boing.
Sorry. So
Basically, proxies are becoming more common.
You're getting too mainstream.
What's been happening in the in the blogs is it's been this shift from people's own particular interpretations of things to basically this canon, this overarching canon.
Can I get
There is no canon in the Slenderman universe.
It's not so much about telling a story. From the way I'm understanding it, the way you're describing it, it's not so much about telling my story anymore. It's more about, can I get in on the role play?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of that. It's also not so much I'm telling a story. I'm telling a story within a specific universe.
Right.
So it's kind of pseudo fan fiction in some ways.
That's true, because a lot of, let me interject here real quick. A lot of people, and it's kind of disconcerting, but I see it happen a lot. It's these vlogs and sometimes blogs that take characters that come from an established canon of story or plot, like, for instance, like The Observer for my series, and they put it in their own series without any previous context or any sort of backstory, and they just say, hey, I'm being stalked by The Observer.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Adam.
The larger verse, there's not a lot of people who do that. Basically,
Most
it's
of the
really
crossovers
frowned
often
upon
in the blog.
to use people's permission. You get chewed the fuck out for that, because that's that's game jacking,